I don't know. I've got a couple of questions for Congressman Neal.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm seeing, given that we haven't had time, and I've been trying to go through the summary, I haven't gotten to the side-by-side that they provided, but going through the summary, and I've seen a few places that the carbon tax on emissions might still be in play, and I'm wondering if it is in this bill, or what is going on with
I think
that?
it's fair to say there's a lot in play right now.
Okay, all right.
It's an honest answer, by the way.
I appreciate that, but I'm just, so it's,
Yeah.
all right, we'll just leave it at that then. I guess it's in play, but it's not currently in the
No,
bill.
and we have to acknowledge the other chamber. That's what this comes down to. This is not hardly in final form.
Okay, and then one other real specific question, because most of mine were going to be directed at the chair, and I guess it's just the coordination time to get everybody voting. But, and I'm not sure if Congressman Reschenthaler asked about it. I was trying to listen. Did he ask about the IRS surveillance program and the $600?
Yes.
Is that in
So
here?
I'm glad you asked that, Ms. Fischbach. I rejected that idea from the first moment that it was offered in a meeting with the people that were pushing for it. I questioned them immediately. I said I didn't think that was a good idea. And I used some pretty vivid examples of how that might be applicable in my constituency. But I also said at the time, because then they moved to $10,000, and I said, well, I thought we were more open to $10,000 only because if, I use this example, if you took $10,000 in cash and you went into a used car lot and you bought the car in cash, they are obligated to notify the IRS of a cash transaction, anything from $10,000 north.
Yep.
So, but the idea has been dropped. It's not currently in play, and, but while I was open to talking about, higher incomes, $400,000 I think the administration is using, I did not like I was put off by the $600.
So to be clear, that provision, the IRS surveillance on bank accounts, is not in the current bill.
Well, Senator Manchin has made it pretty clear that he's not going along with it, so I think it's unlikely to survive.
Okay, but it is in the bill that we are looking at right now. Oh, it's not. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that language is not in here, and I will continue to go through the bill as we have time. But I did want to just kind of ask the chair what the plan is, because we're taking this vote now, and if anybody has any additional information, but we're taking this vote on the surface transportation extension right now. They've said that this is the only vote tonight, and the chair did make it clear that we're not voting on this bill tonight, and so I'm wondering why you guys have been here, like, this is going on 4 hours.
I've noticed that, yeah.
And we've got a lot, and we got a lot more people, but see, you guys will get a go after a little while. We got 3 more panels, and so I'm just kind of wondering, given that, this is something that is not going to be on the floor very soon, why don't we take a step back and let people who are strange enough to read everything read it?
So moved.
And I jokingly,
So moved.
and I jokingly say strange enough, but I think that we should have the opportunity to go through this. And so that's why I was going to direct my comments to the chair and ask him about that. But if any of the members, the chairs or the members of the majority have any idea on that, I would really appreciate it, because this is very confusing to me. And actually, Congressman Smith is looking for recognition, so do you have something to add?
Thank you, Representative. I would just reiterate what I said in my opening comments, that this hearing is all about creating those fake and misleading headlines of momentum. It's just like how they had the budget hearing a month ago, Thursday, in an afternoon. They decided to mark it up for a Saturday afternoon that went into Saturday night late, just to show that they are progressing. That's why we got the bill text less than an hour before, so the headlines can say that they're getting closer to moving the reconciliation package to hopefully bring more votes to the table. And I would highlight some items that was. I'll hold off on that. Yeah.
Well, and I do appreciate your input, and I appreciated in the beginning of your comments, I guess 4 hours ago. You mentioned that Congress is very unpopular, and I think this is a really good example of it. And I think now when we just continue to do this charade kind of thing going into the evening, and we'll be here,
Can I comment on that?
certainly.
When was Congress ever popular?
Good point, but sir, we are not
In the
popular
history
right
of
now
people like
either.
their congressmen, they've never had a great,
But I think Mr. Smith said it was
Yeah.
a 21%, probably very low compared.
worse.
It's been worse, all right. Well, whatever the case is, I don't think that this is helping any. And I feel an obligation to the people to actually look at the legislation and understand it better instead of just, giving it a peripheral glance and then having to vote. And I would like to be able to ask thoughtful questions when I've had the opportunity to read and look through it. So that's where I'm coming from. I really want to do my due diligence for the people that I represent.
Fair enough.
So, but I know that the chairman's not here to answer those questions, but I did want to go on the record and saying that I'm disappointed in this process. Thank you. I yield back.
Gentlewoman yields back. I think